Yo, what's up? This is Corey Mack with Mac Show MMA. I'm back again with another video. This is the UFC Abu Dhabi Whitaker versus Day Ritter results and reactions. Let's dive right into it. You have 5 fights on the main card. The first fight was the Nikita Krylov versus Guskov. Ain't too much to say with that fight. They both was throwing some pretty big shots. After a while, Guskov just landed the picture perfect right overhand, right on the money with Krylov. And Krylov was just basically waiting to get executed at that point. Guskov just basically was beating his head into the fucking canvas after a while before the referee stopped it. That's Krylof's second KO in a row. He had a devastating one by Dominic Reyes before that. So ain't no telling where he goes from here. But Guskov gets the win in dominating fashion with the KO in the first round. Moving along, you had Amabayev versus Ochoa. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this was a pick'em fight. This was a 50-50 fight as far as odds makers were concerned. But I had Ochoa winning before the fight. I thought he would get it. I thought he would keep the fight standing enough, and I thought he was gonna use his movement and his striking, basically to keep Amabayev at bay. But Amabayev surprised me a little bit. Very well rounded. He took him down pretty much when he wanted to, landed some pretty big shots on the feet, and even with a minute left in the fight, Amabayev was feeling so good, he was pointing down to the ground, Max Holloway style, basically saying meet in the middle. So Amabayev, he definitely took this one. It wasn't a blowout by no means. Ochoa had his moments, but Amabayev definitely took it. Like I said, he took the fight down to the ground when he wanted. He had some submission attempts. He had a little bit of ground and pound with it. And I thought he just controlled the fight overall. And Ochoa just looked a step behind. So you got Amabayev, you got him taking this by unanimous decision, and rightfully so. He was the deserved winner. Moving along, you got Sherbulit Magomedov versus Barrio. All right, moving along to the feature fight on the card, you got Sherbulit versus Andre Barrio. That was fight of the year type stuff. Definitely round of the year in that second round. Let's break it down. In the first round, it was a fill-out round, but you had Sherbulit. The kicks, the knees, the striking, the distance management. He did it all. He clearly won that round. Moving along to the second round, Andre Barrio made it a dogfight. You had Sherbulit. He was taking over. He was starting to style on him. All of a sudden, you had Andre Barrio hit him with an overhand right, picture perfect on the nose, had Sherbulit nose looking like Mike Perry type shit, and he was visibly hurt. Sherbulit looked like he was about to get finished, but he battled back. He toughed through it, end up landing some big elbows on Barrio, end up turning the tide at the end of the second round, and actually end up stealing the second round. Sherbulit showed that he was a dog. It was blood everywhere. It was blood everywhere. And even before that, it was blood on Barrio, like on the top of his head, because when he would rush in, Sherbulit was hitting him with some sharp elbows as he was coming in. So it was already blood from that. Then Sherbulit got caught in the nose with that overhand right. And it was just blood everywhere. And them boys was showing they dog. You know what I'm saying? Like they was showing their heart. And they was battling it out. It was back and forth in that second round. But Sherbulit definitely got the better end of it. Like I said, he started off dominating. Andre Barrio, he turned the tides. And then, like I said, at the end of the second round, Sherbulit, he showed why he's elite. He showed why, he is the striker that he is by putting on the performance and coming back in that second round and still in that round. On to the third round, Sherbulit just took over from there. He gained momentum from the end of the second round where he battled back after getting his nose broken. And he styled on him. He was styling on Andre Barrio. And like I said, credit to Barrio, man. He made it a way tougher fight than what people thought. A lot of people expected him to get finished. But by the end of the third round, you had Sherbulit on top. He was grounding and pounding him. And before that, he hurt Andre Barrios a couple of times on the feet and could have finished him. But he just ran out of time. But man, that was a great fight. Like I said, fight of the night type shit, fight of the year type shit. And that was definitely, so far in my opinion, round of the year in that second round. So that was a great win by Sherbulit on the bigger and better things for him. Moving along to the co-main fight on the card, you got Piotr Yan versus Marcus McGee. Yeah, this fight went exactly how I pretty much thought it would go. Piotr Jan pretty much started to take over as the fight progressed. Even had a couple of chances to finish McGee a couple of times, especially late in that third round. So let's start from the top. Let's start from the first round. It was pretty much a fill-out round. They both landed some pretty good combinations. They both was doing some leg kicks. I thought Piotr Jan was just working on the distance management. He was trying to get his range together. That round could have went either way. That was a toss-up round. I leaned slightly towards Piotr Jan, but if somebody gave it to McGee, that's no issues. Like I said, McGee, like I said, he deserved to win that round as well. Like I said, so that was a pretty good round for both. And then on to the second round. As you know, Piotr Jan, he downloads information. He's a little bit of a slow starter. This the round I felt like the tide turned because I felt like McGee started running out of gas a little bit. His shots, his punches didn't have as much steam on him. He was kind of pot shotting a little bit. I think Piotr Jan noticed that. I think he felt that. I think he sensed that. And he was pretty much had a high guard and was just walking McGee down, landing great combinations, landed some great leg kicks. Started to put the combinations together. When McGee would go up against the cage, he would go up top for the jab. He even landed a big right that stumbled McGee all the way back into the cage. Landed some combinations with the body punches. This is Piotr Jan basically picking up steam and basically going for the finish. McGee ended up surviving the second round. That was a clear win for Piotr Jan. Third round came, it was more the same. Piotr Jan actually hurt McGee a few times on the feet. Probably, I felt like if he followed up, probably could have got a stoppage, but McGee was tough. He took some big shots, and Piotr Jan started to mix in the wrestling. Even took McGee down and almost had an arm triangle, actually. He almost finished him with that as well, towards the end. So, it was a tough competitive fight as long as it lasted. Like I said, McGee, he was very tough in the first round. I felt like if he did have a chance, he would have to win the first round, which again, that was debatable. Some think he did, some think he didn't. I personally think he lost, but very slightly though. And Piotr Jan clearly took round second and round third. And like I said, it was a pretty much dominant flawless round for Piotr Jan in the second and third round. So Piotr Jan, he gets the win by unanimous decision, and obviously he called for the belt. So me personally, all right, on to the main event between Robert Whittaker and Rainier de Ridder. Before the fight, I thought Whittaker had the edge. I thought he just was more proven against stiff competition. And I felt like he wasn't done yet. I felt like he still has some good fight left in him. And I think this fight kind of proved that. But RDR did take the split decision against Robert Whittaker. Let's start from the top. Let's start from round one. Round one, I gave to Robert Whittaker. I thought it was a clear win, although RDR was competitive. He was putting under pressure, but Robert Whittaker was doing good, hitting him with stiff jabs. He was throwing the leg kicks. He was doing what he needed to do to keep RDR up off of him. And then round two came. This when the fight started to, kind of take place. RDR, those vicious knees to the body as he did Bo Nickel, like he folded up Bo Nickel, motherfucking ass. He was throwing those hard knees to the body to Robert Whittaker. He actually hurt Robert Whittaker with a knee to the body and end up getting a takedown and was dominating Rob on the ground. He had top position, landed some good elbows, landed some good punches, basically controlled Rob. Clear win for Rainier de Ridder. Again, it was tied up 1-1 going into the third round. Third round, RDR is winning. He putting on the pace. Out of nowhere, Robert Whittaker hit him with an overhand right, while RDR trying to go in with the knee to the body once again, and almost looked like he finished him there. But Robert Whittaker got right on top of him, started landing some vicious, some good elbows, some punches. RDR eventually ended up making his way back up. Both guys are gassed at this point. You got RDR hurt, and then Robert Whittaker then kind of, used up all his energy trying to get a finish. And RDR did eventually end up taking the fight to the ground eventually. Ended the round on top, I believe, but it just wasn't enough. Robert Whittaker had already did the damage, and that round was a clear 2-1 for me, for Robert Whittaker going into the fourth round. Fourth round was very competitive. Super close. It was kind of back and forth. RDR had the bigger moments with, again, his signature knee to the body. He added those in. Even took Whittaker down once. Again, it was a scrappy fourth round. I just felt like Rainier de Ridder, I just thought he was a little bit more busier. Robert Whittaker did really good with the takedown defense, though. I think at one point in the fourth round, I think they were showing like RDR was like only one takedown he actually landed out of like the last 5 or 6 attempts he tried to do on Robert Whitaker. So Whitaker was really good with the takedown defense. RDR couldn't get him to the ground as easy as he thought. But again, it was a nip and tuck fourth round. I just thought that RDA was busier, and I edged that round to RDR. On to the fifth round, both guys really did nothing. RDR was the aggressor, though. I mean, Robert Whitaker was gassed, so was RDR, but RDR just kept pressing forward. I felt like he was the bigger man. And Robert Whitaker was hurt. There were many opportunities, for Whitaker to counter though. RDR, he's very DDP-esque. He throws shots at weird angles. He does stuff very unorthodox. He throws shots, he lunges head down to the left or to the right. It was a few times where there were some counter opportunities for Robert Whitaker, but again, Whitaker was gassed at this point, and so was RDR. It was a high-paced fight. So I edged the fifth round to RDR. He was the aggressor. Both of them landed about around the same significant strikes, which was around 11-12. RDR was just busier. He had Robert Whitaker up against the cage. I want to say at least 2 minutes out of that round, where he was just hitting him with some little pot shots to the body. But again, Robert Whitaker pretty much had nothing left in the tank. And RDR, I think he won this fight just strictly off, his gas tank, and his pressure as far as moving forward. And again, you can make an argument for Robert Whitaker winning this fight. That fourth and fifth round were very close rounds. Pretty much a toss-up. The only clear rounds to me is rounds 1, 2, and 3. Rounds 1 and 3 went to Whitaker. Round 2, clearly that went to RDR. In rounds 4 and 5, that was a toss-up round. But again, RDR, he got those rounds, in my opinion, just off strictly being a little bit more busier and putting on the pressure. I don't know where Robert Whitaker go from here. This was a tough loss for him because he just lost to Kamzat, who's fighting for the belt. And now you lost to RDR, who just beat Bo Nickel. Barely even ranked. So now it's like, he's kind of stuck in no man's land. So let's see what he does. RDR on the bigger and better things. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who RDR is going to get matched up with. I'm assuming he's going to fight somebody in the top 5. Robert Whitaker was number 5. So I'm assuming, at the very least, RDR would be 6, maybe somewhere around there, 5 or 6. They probably gonna move Barajo up to number 5 and maybe make RDR number 6. But he could fight anyone in that top 5 range. Probably between Strickland, Izzy, all those guys are kind of busy at the top of the middleweight division. Besides Sean Strickland and Israel Adesanya, and rumors are they trying to make that fight happen, but Sean Strickland is saying no at the moment. You got Imavov, he's busy with Barajo. I'm assuming the winner of those two is going to fight. The winner out of those two is going to fight for the middleweight belt next. So again, that only leaves Sean Strickland and Izzy, and they're trying to make that fight happen, I heard. So he may actually end up fighting somebody right outside the top 5. Maybe Anthony Hernandez or Roman Dolidze, maybe even a Jared Cannonier, even though Cannonier is getting ready to fight, I believe. So who knows? We will see. But again, RDR put himself in great position. Again, Whitaker, he got to kind of figure it out at this point. Again, he's in no man's land. It's a tough road to get back to the belt for him. He should probably even consider a move to light heavyweight. That's my honest opinion. He just fought RDR, and RDR is a big middleweight, and RDR could definitely possibly fight at light heavyweight as big as he was in there. Let's see how everything pans out. This is Corey Mack here with Mack Show MMA here. I will be dropping. Subscribe. More videos to come. More content dropping real soon. So just stay tuned. Peace.